morning. Mabuhay. I found on my little walk this morning, I discovered something interesting because as we're talking to people, I find that their minds are getting a little bit dissonant because of the nonsense that's going on in their life. Like they take things personally and they get upset with this person and that person, and people are crossing boundaries. And so this is a big problem here. It's a big problem all over the world, but really here in the Philippines because people are so tight knit and close together. And people have such hard lives that it's easy for them to identify with various religions and political ideologies and families. And so what happens is there's a lot of disconnect due to infighting, and this dysregulates the mind. It's emotional, and people become so emotionally involved in their off time. You know, when they're not working and they're working all the damn time. When this further causes dissonance, and then they end up using coping mechanisms. And so, what I discovered this morning is when people start talking about this, you can always tell them that the big problem with the world is the dysregulated nervous system, and that you can regulate the nervous system through diet, exercise, meditation, and study. And specifically studying those virtuous morals and ethics is where we want to build our foundations. It's kind of living a stoic life and not getting wrapped up in all the emotional nonsense, you know, because there's a lot of emotional nonsense that's really messing with people's off time. And of course, when you're suffering, you know, when you don't have enough money to buy food, pay the electrical bill, and when you're suffering because you're having disagreements at work, or there's toxic people in your life, when you're having this kind of suffering, the actual sharpening the saw, the doing your tasks, the exercise, the meditation, the healthy eating, that actually helps to regulate your brain so that you have better coping mechanisms. And it actually becomes a healing mechanism. So when I see people who are getting stuck in these mindsets, what I do is I say, hey, you know, the big problem with the world is actually it's the dysregulated brain, and you can regulate your own brain. And how many brains are dysregulated out there? Probably more than 75% of the people in this world have a dysregulated brain. They don't even know it. How do we know if the brain is dysregulated? Well, we can see the symptoms. People are overweight, they have toxic behaviors, they're using coping mechanisms like smoking, drinking, and all kinds of, you know, drug use and overeating. And so how do we deal with this? Well, we sharpen the saw, we do our tasks, and that means that now you're getting rid of these bad habits, these bad coping mechanisms, and you're learning to regulate your actual nervous system. And if you don't regulate your nervous system, then your mind's going to be dissonant, so your thoughts are going to be messed up, because here you are being emotionally controlled by a dysregulated nervous system. So I'm going to wrap this up again. Really great little walk this morning because it helps me to get people off that taking things personally and making assumptions and striving to do their best, you know, trying to get people to strive to do their best. Yeah. So like and subscribe. Don't take things personally. Like and subscribe. We're going to be putting out more of these videos, and it's going to really be focused on I've got 3 ladies that I want to get together, hopefully someday, and to talk about this. Caroline Leaf from South Africa. She's written several books. She's a neurobiologist and a neuroscientist and a psychologist. There's Jill Bolte Taylor, again, a neuroscientist, and also I think she's a psychologist. And what the way the characters in your brain and how they kind of control your brain. And then Lisa Feldman Barrett, who really is redefining emotions and how the brain functions in relation to your affect, your moods, your emotions, and kind of the thought patterns that are going on. I've got some ideas of my own that I wish to share with these ladies to see if they're in concurrence or whether they can put together a better model for understanding the brain. Because, like Lisa Barrett said, she said, if you understand how this brain works, then you can create new emotions. You can create your new affect. So, wrap it up. We'll like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. And thank you for watching, and namaste.